The Second Best Hospital in the Galaxy episode 3 begins with a flashback of Clack and Sleech getting ready for college. Just then, their car gets stolen. Clack and Sleech get ready for another day of work and realize they have an infestectomy to perform and Azel's lecture. While Clack follows protocol, Sleech blatantly disregards it. After the lecture, Azel compliments Clack and criticizes Sleech. Following that, she runs into Ploup, who confesses his feelings for her, but she rejects him and proceeds to hook up with Matt. Following that, Nurse Tub briefs the staff when Luxix enters and makes some predictions. Upon entering their operating theater, Clack and Sleech find Luxix running tests there. Luxix claims they had told her to run those tests. She tells them about her predicament and asks them to remove her loop chip. She plays them the commercial to explain what they're dealing with. She explains that the loop chip keeps teleporting her back in time, and she has seen them many times as they try to get the loop chip out. They begin to work on the chip and realize the device has a range extender. They make an offer to Luxix and get themselves included in the time loop. They then get looped back to the beginning of the day but realize the entire hospital has been looped. They use their time to work on Larwin and get looped back every time they die. Unfortunately, despite this, it doesn't work and they aren't able to find a solution. Unfortunately, several loops later, the chip begins to overheat. A flashback rolls in where Clack and Sleech attempt to help a dying patient and realize they need to feed him a bomb. Just as Clack and Sleech are removing the chip, they get summoned by the Galactic Health Unit, ending the time loop. They ask to be taken to Phlegm. Clack begs for some time to treat Luxix and Phlegm eventually ends up allowing them. They then return back to their old room and grab the car keys. They realize the day and stuff some things into their former self's pockets. They then take their former self's hover car. When their former selves arrive at the dying patient and use the materials in their pocket to make a bomb, they use it to save the patient's life. Sleech and Clack arrive at Azel's hospital to ask for a place to operate and some equipment. Azel accepts the offer made. They successfully remove the loop chip. Following that, Luxix refuses to come to Phlegm and Clack lets her get away. On the way back, Sleech compliments Clack. Sleech makes conversation with Matt and realizes how dumb he is. She then goes to Ploup. He complains about the loop. She claims that he challenges her and she begins to make out with him at the end of the Second Best Hospital in the Galaxy episode 3. The episode review. The Second Best Hospital in the Galaxy episode 3 finds Clack and Sleech helping Luxix take out her loop chip that loops time every time she dies. Unfortunately, the loop chip becomes the reason she dies and loops her back. As Clack and Sleech attempt to help her, they get summoned by law enforcement in the past as well. The episode does a good job with the storyline and keeps things fairly interesting. There also seems to be some character development in this episode. Clack gets out of her comfort zone and tries something not textbook-like to solve a problem. Sleech seems to gain some clarity on choosing a partner, however, her impulsivity doesn't change in the slightest.